we have seen the algorithm for how can we find a particular number and its double both exists in the given array of values at two different indexes using binary search, right? Let's just quickly implement the JavaScript code for that as well. So here I have written the function declaration for our logic implementation. Along with that, previously we have already implemented the binary searching algorithm, right? From that I have copied the binary search function, whatever we have written, and I have added it on this class as well, so that we can simply reuse it in the main code implementation. Now here, to implement the solution for our problem, first of all let me do some basic validation checks. That is, if at all the array that I am getting is null, or if at all the array has less than two values, then there is no possibility that we can find two values, I mean one value and its double value at two separate indexes, right? Because the array is null or array doesn't even have two values. In that case, we will simply return false directly. If this is not the case, then we actually have at least two values. Now our aim is to find such two values, if at all, if they are available in the array. For that, since we are going to reuse the binary searching, first of all, let's just sort this array itself. So for that, I'm internally, whatever the sort function that we have, that only I will be using. Since I want to sort the array in the ascending order, I will simply be doing this expression, so that I will basically sort the array in the ascending order. If at all, if you want to sort the array in the descending order, all you need to do is modify this expression to b minus a, so that you will have array sorted in the descending order. The reason why I am sorting it in the ascending order is because whatever the binary searching algorithm that I have written here is going to search for a value in the ascending order sorted array. That's the reason why this logic is like this. Okay. Now, as part of the next step, what we will do, we will simply be iterating over the array I less than array dot length. In each and every step, I need to go to the next index. Now, what we need to do, we technically have the value at ith index. Now we need to search if twice that value is available in the array. For that, we will simply reuse the binary searching, whatever we have copied. So this dot binary search, to this we need to pass the sorted array, which is nothing but array itself. We need to search for that twice the value, right? So 2 into the value at ith index. So if you look at the binary searching implementation that we have done, we basically search for that value. If at all that value is available, we will return that index. If the value is not at all available in the array of values that we passed, in the end we will return -1. So whatever the value that we are returning, let's just store it in some variable index. Okay. Once we get this, our problem statement clearly mentioned that we need to search for the value and it's twice the value at two different indexes. That means whatever the binary search index that we have got and whatever the index that we are currently processing, they both should be different. Along with that, if at all the value is available, then only index will be actual valid index. Otherwise, it will be -1. So those two checks we need to add here right now. So if at all the index that I am getting is greater than or equal to 0, along with that, if at all the index returned by the binary search is not equal to the current index I that I am right now, then we basically found a value and it's twice the value in the array. So here let's just return true itself. Okay, in the problem statement it is mentioned that we need to return true or false, but if at all if you are asked to return the indexes or the values, you can return I and index. If you are asked to return the values, you can return the value at array of I and array of index as well. It is completely up to the problem ask. Now anyway, once we search all the values we have in the array, if at all if we don't find such values, in the end we need to return false here. Okay, so that is the implementation of finding a value and its double if they exist in the given array of values by using the binary searching technique. Okay, very simple step. First sort the array, iterate over it, and internally apply the binary searching so that we can get through the solution. Okay, anyway, I have written the code for calling the function also. Now let's just execute it and validate. So if you look at here, the array of values that I have passed are 1, 5, 3, 4. Basically, looking at the values, you can clearly see that there is no value and its double both exist in the given array itself. So if I run this right now, the expected output is false. So that is what we have got as well. Now, along with that, let me just modify here values. So let me just make it to 2. Now if you look at the values, 1 is there, twice the value 1 is 2. Along with that, 2 we have, along with that twice the value of 2 is 4. 4 also is there. So basically we have multiple pairs. So technically we should get true as output. That is what we have got. Okay. Now to test the other scenario, let's just make 1 to 0 and this 2 to, let's just say 5. Now our problem statement clearly mentioned that we need to find the value and its double both at different index. But here if you look at here, the value is 0. Twice the value of 0 is also 0. But it is not at different index. We have 0 only once. That means if we run this program, output is false, is something that we are expecting, and that is what we have got. Now to get the valid case, let me just modify this 4 to 0. Now we actually have 2 zeros. So twice the value is also available at some other index. So output should be true. That is what we have got here. Okay. Anyway, that is how we implement and find the value and its double if both exist in the given array of values using binary searching technique. If at all, if you want to check out other solutions, you can go to codingpal.org using the link in the description. There if you will find, solution in multiple approaches as well as in multiple programming languages. If at all, if I had missed testing any of the scenario as well, there you can find it and you can validate that as well. Okay, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next problem.